Hello there and welcome to Sacred Symposium. This is one of my channels on YouTube where I connect and do a channeling with spirit. So I sit and I receive and I speak what words I get. Today is Tuesday the 29th of November. There's someone outside my house playing music, but I've been sort of prompted to just do it anyway. They'll probably move off after a while and maybe it will add to the ambience. I have my trusted crystal with me. I have grounded and protected and opened up my energy. I've asked my team to be around me. I'm not sure who's going to talk. I'm not even sure if anybody's going to talk, but I'm showing up. I'm willing to say what needs to be said. I actually could do with a glass of water, but I'm going to do it anyway without, so bear with. Generally, the words just come. My job is to start speaking and start saying. Sometimes I channel with my eyes open, sometimes I channel with my eyes closed. I'm being told that I can certainly do a little bit with them open. So today seems to be an important day to get a message through to everyone that needs to be brought forward to all those who are alive and present on the earth. There is awakening happening. Many of you are aware of the intricacies of that awakening and how it will begin to unfold and unravel for many. It is pointing to, I'm just going to close my eyes because it's easier for me to concentrate on the words. I'm being told to keep them open. Okay, well, let's try this. It's all an experiment, by the way. Some days it goes one way, some days it goes another. I just am opening to receive, and I feel that kind of channel opening, and then whatever drops down into my head is what will happen. One day I hope to do some courses on how to channel and developing channeling, because I help people develop their channeling abilities and trance abilities as well. So spiritual development in general, ways that you can help yourself. And with every channeling, I'm also being told that there is upgrading that occurs and you move forward through a different dimension, a different perspective, a different aspect of what is available to you. And if you've never done it or never done anything, then it's like never tasting salt. You have no experience of that, and you have no way of moving forward into tasting different salts and different flavors. And that's me rambling, by the way, that's not them. So let's see what needs to be said. The music is still going. I don't know if you can hear it, but somebody's hip-hopping outside, so we'll see. And again, I'll try with my eyes open. Thank you. If she could get back to the subject in general, which we will say is about awakening, and we will say that it is part of the new humanity which is being birthed on the earth, that this awakening occurs. It is fast approaching. There is a collapse which will happen. There is a breaking down of old ways, of the old narrative, of the old buildings and structures that kept people not necessarily in line in such a controlled manner like a military exercise, but certainly people were kept from their abilities, people were kept from their personal development, and in doing so, in spoon feeding people a certain menu of information, society and its darker aspects were able to control as time moved forward. It was their utmost ambition to do this, because there were certain elements which wanted to be created. There were certain facilities which wanted to be established, and there were certain projects which were being experimented on. They are ongoing, and they too are beginning to lose momentum. Because as the dimensions come together, as the light structure on your planet changes, and it is changing because of the work that so many of you are doing, as this structure changes, and we wish for you to see it as a matrix of light which is being fielded, which is being set down upon the earth like a grid. And this is interfering with a certain amount of other structures which have been in place, other grids which have been in place, and other features which have required the previous grids to exist in order for them to become an aspect which can be used to become something which is working, which is all of these things have a momentum, have a movement within them, and as such, with any conveyor belt or conveyor system, or the line we are looking for is one which refers to factory line. There is a production line. Yes, that is what we wanted to say. A production line. So in order for things to occur, a certain production line must be in place for the end result to occur. And so those foundations were placed and were manipulated and developed, monitored, and worked with in order for that to elevate those in certain positions, in certain aspects, in certain roles within your world. And that too is being shed. We are from a high angelic space, and we are saying to you that if you could only think for a moment of this grid of light, if each of you who listens to this broadcast could think for a moment of a grid of light being laid down onto the foundations, onto the buildings, into the ground, and down into the earth, and several grids, we would like you to imagine several grids coming down, one after the other. These are fluctuating levels of light vibration. These are encoded with transforming codes. These are being awoken in order to facilitate the restructuring of not only Gaia herself, but also humanity who reside upon her. As the grids come down through the buildings and into the earth, they also pass over all of humanity. They also pass over the humans who reside here and the animal kingdom, etc., etc. So as the world upgrades, you upgrade also. And this is great protection. This is 100% love and light. This is the new age. And so this is, it cannot happen without foundations. It cannot happen overnight. There needs to be a restructuring. And we say this to you because when you request that some entity or energy saves you, when you request and put your foot forward on a road because you feel that that is the right road for you to move along, but you are requesting the correct support, we would say to you that as you move, more and more will be added to you. You do not simply walk through a door and have all of your dreams come through at once. That would be far too much for you to bear witness to. And so there is, because you anticipate your dreams are a certain particular way, and we would say to you that your dreams are actually being negotiated as well. As you are here, there is negotiation occurring as to the outcome of what you wish for. The idea of what humanity is, the idea of human beings on the planet and how they live and what the meaning of their life is changing. And so many of you feel that already, because many of you do not fall into the regular more familiar structures within the earth, structures within your society, the model which was presented to you. And if you are outside of this model, it possibly points to you actually being in tune with the higher frequencies. We would require that you remain in love and light. This is about moving from the darker structures. Even those misfits of you who tend to be tempted or attracted to certain dysfunctional aspects merely do that because what is shown to you in the outer world is not conducive to your vibration. It is not conducive to what you feel you wish to allow in your life. And because the structure is so narrow, you cannot get through that that doorway, that alleyway, that space which they're requiring you to squeeze through in order to maintain the old paradigm. So even those of you who feel condemned by the regularity, by the normality, by the one-step, two-step system, which seems to be regurgitating itself again and again throughout every decade, every century, every millennia, we would say to you that there is a great deal occurring. There is a great deal of creativity which is now being allowed on your earth. And often these people who feel in isolation or feel put out by society or ostracized by society have a great deal of creativity which has not been allowed to be expressed. And this is creativity in a positive, life-affirming way. And if that was allowed to be expressed, then they would emit these things in very colourful, bright, enthusiastic, helpful and sustainable ways. And so what we want to say is we want you all to realize that there is this function which is occurring. There is this allocation of light which is coming in, and it is not just hitting once, it is continuing to come in. There are many who would suggest that certain times and certain years that there is more light than others, and there is something occurring here or there, and we are integrating the light, and then there is more light, etc., etc. Our message to you from this aspect is currently there are grids of light being placed upon your planet, and currently that is causing difficulty with a lot of the more contemptuous beings, aspects, establishments, judgments, and places and peoples with whom this light irritates, because it will cause them to lose position. Them being people, them being establishments, institutions. And losing position means losing power and money and face. And so when these structures and these powers begin to lose that momentum, it causes panic, and it causes narrow thinking. It causes unscheduled disharmony. It will frequently show up as misfortunes, as mistakes, as miscalculations, as misdoings, missayings, and this then sets the trap for the downfall. So the panic can occur, and it can lead to elements which will set the tone for their downfall. You have been misled. There are black marks in their books, and so as not to make this too much of a dark versus light, of a old world, new world channeling or broadcast, what we want to talk about now is the future. We want to talk about the flourishing. We want to talk about the new energy. We wish for you to understand what has been and what has produced the world you live in. But we want for you now to see and to begin to seed the new world, to begin to be more adventurous with who you are, to begin to step forward and trust that there is a lot more good coming into the world, and it shines lights in the dark. It exposes what has gone on for millennia. It discovers, it uncovers what has laid there in the undergrowth. And so there's an element of clearing that away. There's an element of resurfacing of elements so we can clear them away. And we are doing that. This is not something we're leaving to you. We are doing that. We are specifically working on the vibration, and you will notice a major change in the next month or so. You will notice that there comes a energy which you will begin to feel is different. You will feel it, your children will feel it, your animals will feel it. There will be a new energy coming in, and a new ambition and anticipation of the possibilities ahead for you. We want to say, go gradually. We want to say, step softly. We want to say that there is so much more to you. As a being who's on the planet, you are not merely just here as your namesake. You're not just existing as your namesake in your life. You're actually here as a functioning, radioactive, existing phenomenon. And so that is quite a thing to behold. And with this frequency that you are, with this existence in this energetic state that you are, you have great power and great ability to change all and everything around you. And we are working with the light here. So we are aspecting all of this encouragement through the highest good for all, through 100% love and light. You cannot work with anything further. It is only this. It is only this. It is only this. And we remind you of that. Ego gets in the way, and selfishness gets in the way, and your desires and your habits of pleasure and ease with which your namesake wishes to live its life always come in for attention. But as you grow, as the codes of light begin to be enlightened, as they begin to awaken, you will drop the desire for this negative energy, this negative activity. It is the way it is. It is ascension. It is the unfolding of the light. It is the embodying of the light. It is the moving forward in light. It does not mean you are perfect and you're all godly. You are not godly. You are not in that position yet. But we are working with you. We are using your frequencies to upgrade the planet, to upgrade this whole energy system, this dynamic part of the universe. There is a floodgate of energy around you, and it is superseded by all of these beings who have come, and they have decided that they are going to share part of what they feel is their connection to all that is, in whatever way they wish to share it. And that is the interesting part. That is the part that we give to you, the creativity which you make your decisions, the ways in which you wish to share this light, the ways in which you wish to participate. Helping someone cross a road, helping by touching someone's shoulder when they need to know that they've been heard, creating art, creating music, creating symphony, creating love, creating family, all with the positive aspects, all projecting this better existence, this bettering of self. Every lifetime you've lived before, you reached a stage, and you continue now to exist again, and you are reaching and bettering and learning and moving forward and assisting all those around you. And so the function of this broadcast, the function of coming through, is to remind you to realign, to remind you that you will be affected by this light, to remind you that your stability may shatter, your stability may shift. You will be grinding into a new vibration, and therefore sometimes structure has to give way in order to grind into a new vibration. But grind, we wish for you to aim for grinding into this new structure. Feel it pass through you. See it in any which way you will, like the matrix, or a light laser matrix pouring down and coming through you with its squares and its dynamic geometry. These elements are part of your existence, even though you're blind to them. But what you will find is that you will begin to see, you will begin to experience life change. And our advice to you is to hold on to your hats, is to grip the reins, is to be ready for this shifting, no matter what seems to be thrown up, no matter what seems to be scheduled to push you into fear and regret and sorrow and lack and loss and powerlessness. That is not who you are. It is not what you are, and you have access to the ultimate power of the universe. So call on all of your supporters. Call on those who speak words like this. Call on those who are doing this type of work. Gain your support in ways that they can deliver it to you. If you find it difficult to get a direct line, go through these people, because they provide you with access. They, in their rightness, will provide you ways that you can get your own access. They are simply travelers who have moved before you. They have gone to places you have not been yet. Throughout your life cycles, you will get there. But they have gone before you, and they have reached places, and they have understood knowledge, and they have been given wisdom, and they have techniques to be present in a way that we can come through and assist. So we have given you a flavor of things as they are changing, and possibly of why they are changing, and of how you can simply help yourself. We are delighted to be with you, and we leave you with love and light, streams of light, brilliant light, flowing to you, being with you. If you are listening to this, if you are watching this, then we are with you right now. we are with you anyway. We are touching all of your heads with the palm of peace, the palm of God. We are blessing all of your heads. Because we know this is not easy, but you are not doing it on your own. We are pleased with that, and we feel we are ready to step back. It has been beautiful. Thank you for having us. We are going to take our energy away from this medium now. Thank you. Okay, wow, that was interesting. I think I did that mostly with my eyes open. Yeah, it's a bit of a lecture on the world we're in and what we see and what we don't see, and how working with spirit is the only way. So I leave that with you. Many blessings. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but that's kind of a heavy one, so you may need to listen to it a few times to really get the positivity out of it. Often I listen to channels, I do, repeatedly, just to receive little bits of the information that hit home at different times. So I wish you well. I'm here if you need me. You can contact me on karen@karentinny.co.uk or look at my website www.karentinny.co.uk. And from all of us, we wish you a lovely, lovely day, a wonderful week, a great month, and I might be with you again for a Christmas message. I kind of thought this was going to be the Christmas message, but it's not, so there's more to come, I'm being told. Okay, take care of yourselves. All the best. Lots of love. Thank you.